Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? This is it. This is the grand final of the University Startup World Cup. This is going to be a lot of fun. My name's Nick. I'm your host for the day. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a startup guy, and I love working with the crew that puts on this competition, that puts on Venture Cup. They are a lot of fun to work with. We get the program up. We've got a super busy day, so we're going to get right down to it. I got the program, sorry. And here it is. Here it is. We're going to have a quick, we're going to have a welcome. Not necessarily quick, it's entirely up to you, sir. This is your house. A welcome from our generous host here at DI. Our CEO, Human, is going to have a few brief words. He's promised us. And then we're going to get right into it. We're going to announce our first category winners. We're going to have a couple of speakers. One of them's an entrepreneur. The other one's a minister, our Minister for Business and Growth. And we're going to have a VIP panel, live pitches. There is a lot to get through. But just in case any of you have any doubt about how big a deal Denmark thinks this is, our very own Her Royal Highness, the Crown Princess of Denmark, will be here to hand out the first prize. This is a big deal. You are a big deal. So, without further ado, I'd like to turn it over to, if you're ready, sir, the Deputy Director General of the Confederation of Danish Industry, Thomas Bostrup.
Thanks a lot for that very nice introduction to my own house here. That's really great. I should have that every morning when I come. But anyway, I'm here for you, dear startups, dear jury, dear guests. Welcome to DI, or Confederation of Danish Industry, as we call it in English. It is a really great honor to welcome you to this final event, concluding, I guess, work and experiences from a very long week, I could imagine. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about DI, but I want to give you a brief introduction to what house and what organization you are in today. It's a private organization. We are managed, we are owned by 10,000 member companies. It's completely voluntary for those companies if they want to be members or not. In terms of sectors, we organize pretty much everything from manufacture to taxi drivers, including IT companies, biotech, just to mention a few, but a very broad membership base. Now, our vision is to make Denmark the world's most attractive country for business to work in and from. But a very important part of that vision is also that we want an open society. We want Denmark to be an open society. We want it to be a wealthy society, but also a society which is both have growth annually, but also a society which is in balance. So that is the base of our vision. And from that, we want to make it the best place in the world for businesses to work in and from. Of course, this is quite ambitious. We know that. But there's also a saying that if you aim for the moon, even if you miss it, you will land among the stars. And basically, this is what we're aiming for, also comparing to other European countries. But essentially, we are an organization which is built by entrepreneurs, and it is run today for entrepreneurs. I guess you know by now that you have arrived to a very small country. We have a population of only 5 million people that speaks a very strange language that only is spoken by Danes. But that fact that we are a small country and we are a small market, Danish entrepreneurs and business managers in general, they have a very strong incentive to look outside of Denmark when they are to grow their businesses. So many Danish entrepreneurs and companies, they strive actually to be world leading within their very specific area of business, and quite a few of them actually also succeed in that. I know also that you've had the opportunity to meet some of them during your week here, which is super. But small country again, of course, we also depend very much on international entrepreneurial talent like yourselves. Entrepreneurs who, for various reasons, view Denmark as an interesting place to start and run a business, but also an interesting place to test and sell your products, or even an interesting place where you could consider to live and raise your family, which you know is quite important. And according to the lifestyle magazine Monocle, which I'm sure you read, all of you, Copenhagen is one of the most livable cities in the world. And it's been actually for quite a few years. And on top of that, there's another analysis or saying that Danes are supposedly among the happiest people in the world. I hope that you have seen some of that during this week, and that the people that you have met has not sort of spoiled that image too much. But also Denmark is rated among the best places in the world to start a business. And it's a good place to run a business. Of course, in a business organization, we will always say that there's a lot of things that we can still do better, that the government can still do better, and that businesses can still do better. But it is a good place to run your business. But there are obstacles and there are challenges on a daily basis, and finding solutions are probably the most sort of common strongholds among entrepreneurs like you, finding solutions to daily problems. I also have the privilege of traveling quite a lot, and sometimes on these trips I meet local companies, entrepreneurs, and in many countries I meet them that, you know, entrepreneurs that despite of lack of finance, bad infrastructure, political instability, and a whole number of other challenges that many of you also know, that they have been able to create a business and also making it successful. In Kenya, a few months ago, I met one of those very ambitious entrepreneurs, Patrick Wenena. He sells cashew nuts and macadamia nuts. And today he actually sells them quite a lot of places all over the world. His company is called Jungle Nuts. And the history is that these jungle nuts, they come from thousands of different growers. And many of those growers actually only have one tree or 2 or 3 trees each. So previously this supply of nuts was characterized by being very bad organized, many intermediaries between the grower and Patrick, lack of transparency, to say the least, actually in many cases cheating. And this of course was most harmful to the growers. They could not depend on actually getting rid of their products. They could not at all depend on price. And so their incentive to have more trees or even to continue having 1 or 2 trees was very little. So Patrick, or Jungle Nuts as his company is called, introduced a new and more effective way of handling the supply chain by using a handheld device like this, a small electronic scale that could not be manipulated, and also some of you would know this M-Pesa system, which is a technology that enables you to in Kenya to get direct payment through your mobile phones. So the farmer came with the nuts, and they were paid immediately on the spot. They got a receipt from the handheld device, a printout. And actually that printout enabled them to go to the bank and to ensure the bank that they had a sustainable business and they could obtain a loan, which then could make them grow their business, more trees. And also this receipt also enabled them to have a bonus twice a year from Patrick, depending on how much they supplied. So their incentive to grow nuts, they really grew a lot. And now Patrick says, you know, he can supply all the world. I don't know whether that's true or not, but he says that's what he says at least. That Thomas, I can supply all the world with macadamia nuts now. Anyway, long story, just to explain that the method and technology behind this system, of course, can be used in many different sectors, other sectors, and can of course also be used in many other countries. So it makes it really, really interesting. And this small entrepreneurial spark that was in Patrick is something that could make a lot of difference to actually a lot of people. I hope you have had a chance to get a good impression of Denmark and the Danish business environment while you've been here. I hope you will come back one day, establish maybe not all your business here, but part of your business, or at least business relations with the Danish companies. Whatever model you use, don't hesitate to contact us here in DI. We are the largest business organization in Denmark, and we are of course always interested in helping businesses like yours. Finally, I'll say I am really proud on behalf of DI to be part of this initiative together with Venture Cup and all the other very dedicated partners that you have around you. And then of course very good luck to all the finalists. Thank you.